Hi, welcome to the Infused Oil and Vinegar video blog, where we show you how to take your ordinary recipes to extraordinary experiences. Today we're going to be focusing on one of my favorite cookbooks, which is the Lone Star 5-Star Cookbook done by the Dallas Junior League. And a recipe in here called Pear and Red Potato Salad. So as we get ready for the summer months and those picnics that you're always looking for something interesting to bring as a side dish, this is a potato salad that I highly recommend you considering. The dressing is a curry chutney dressing, and we're going to do a little bit of changes to it. We're going to use some of our products from the store. So today what we're going to be using is the mango balsamic vinegar. This is one of the new flavors that we're carrying in our shop. We're going to pair that with the peach balsamic vinegar. And then we're going to use a little bit of the dill olive oil to bring that sharp, herby flavor to the potatoes. So let's get started. The potatoes are cooked a little bit differently. You always want to cook potatoes with salt. Potatoes absorb the salt, which brings the flavor. So the salt that we're going to be using today is ice cream salt, the rock salt. It's a very salty salt. It's also going to give a briny taste to the potatoes. So we've got just about a cup and a half in the bottom of this pan. And then we're going to take our potatoes. We're using new red potatoes. They're wonderfully fresh right now. I'm going to cut those in quarters. And we're just going to put them in the rock salt, quarters and halves. I just want them all about the same size so they'll cook evenly. All right, pan is full. It's about 1.5 pounds of red potatoes. On the rock salt, we're going to put that in the oven, 375 for about 15 minutes and then until the potatoes start to get a little soft. While those are cooking, we're going to prep the dressing. So the original recipe calls for rice wine vinegar, a little bit of fruity olive oil, and some chutney. So we're going to substitute that with our fruity vinegars. This mango vinegar coupled with the peach vinegar is going to be the basis for the fruitiness that we're looking for. So I'm going to put half and half, and it'll be about 1/3 of a cup when we get through that. 1/3 of a cup. That's going to go in there. We're going to use some curry powder. This is red curry powder. About a teaspoon of that. Calls for Dijon mustard. Dijon mustard is a binder. Oil and vinegar don't mix. So you have to put something in the dressing to hold it together. A little bit of Dijon mustard. You'll notice it calls for Dijon mustard in a lot of vinaigrette type recipes. There. Recipe in the Lone Star 5-Star Cookbook also calls for some chutney. So today we're going to be using mango chutney. I made this mango chutney last week with the mango vinegar, and it's got fresh mangoes in it and apples and pears. I think it's going to bring a nice consistency to the flavors that we're trying to accomplish by having the pears and the potatoes in together. So this calls for about 1/4 of a cup. We'll put that in there. And we're gonna whisk that up. Kind of chunky there with the fruit from the chutney. Then we're gonna add the olive oil. Here's the dill. About 1/4 of a cup. And I'll whisk that around. This, we're gonna taste it. We're gonna season it with salt and pepper. But I wanna make sure I know how much salt is in it right now before I start adding some of that. So what I'm tasting is very tangy, but sweet at the same time from all those fruity vinegars that we've added. So a little bit of salt. That's about a teaspoon of salt. It's got some heat already from the curry powder, but the curry powder that I chose, some of them are hotter than others. The one that I chose is not too hot. So I'm gonna add a little bit of black pepper, freshly ground black pepper also. All right, let's see how that's doing. The salt will actually make the dressing just a little bit sweeter. All right, so I think our dressing is ready, and we're gonna cut up all the rest of the ingredients that go in the salad. So fresh pears and green onions and a little bit of lettuce. So let's do the green onions first. I'm gonna wait to do the pears till the very last because I don't want those to turn brown. Thinly sliced, using mostly the green part of the onion down into the whites. Okay. And then the pears. We're gonna take the skin off of these pears. You notice we did not skin the potatoes. Potatoes, those red potatoes have a very thin, very edible skin, and so you can leave those on, bring a little bit of color to salad, also make it a lot easier to prep. So I'm cutting the pears about the same size as the potatoes. You want to do that in any kind of food that you're prepping. It makes for more consistency of what the experience of the food if they're all cut in similar shapes and sizes. So the pears will be a little bit smaller than the potatoes. I'm going to put them right into the dressing, and that way the acid from the vinegars is going to keep the pears from turning brown. Recipe calls for 3 pears. Doesn't really matter what kind of pear, whatever you like, whatever actually looks the firmest but still ripe. So the potatoes are ready. You want them to be fork tender. By that I mean just that. The fork goes in very smoothly. That way when you're biting into it, you're eating your potato and pear salad, you don't have a crunch. So we'll just let these cool just a little bit. Again, the dressing that we prepared, we had mango vinegar coupled with peach vinegar, and then we finished off the dressing with our newest olive oil flavor, our dill. So for presentation, because all food should always be beautiful, we're going to take this head of butter lettuce always sweet, tender leaves. And we're just gonna put them around this shallow bowl like this. All the outer leaves, they get kind of tight when you get to the inside. Here's the pears that we tossed with the dressing earlier. And now we're just going to take this off the rock salt. Get a few of those little pieces off of them. And then to the bowl here. And get that rock salt off because it is very salty. We're going to toss this potato very gently with the pears until it's all nicely coated with the dressing. Take it over here. Add the green onions. You have a beautiful potato salad to take to your next picnic. You can toss the little nuts on top if you'd like to add that, or if you're watching somebody might be allergic to nuts, it's an optional thing. But thanks for joining us today. Again, we're Infused Oils and Vinegars at infusedoilsandvinegars.com. We teach you how to use these simple products and take your food from ordinary to extraordinary.